even including his own child.
I pray my daughter at the age of 18 meets an older guy, 45, 46, gives her a house, gives her a Bentley, gets her pregnant.
At 18, gang? At 18, you want your daughter to be with a 45-year-old man? Weirdo. The collapse of Andrew Tate.
When you're at the peak of your powers, it can be a long way to fall. And right now, it's a reality that Andrew Tate is struggling to wrap his head around. Once seen as the most controversial man on the internet, who had intercepted the brains of a generation of impressionable kids, his status as the king of the manosphere domain had a lot of people thinking that he was legitimately dangerous.
On your X account, to millions of people, you've said this: stop letting women vote, stop giving women position as judges, stop giving women political appointments. As soon as only men run government and law, all the problems disappear. Women now understand that without male protection, they're nothing but victims.
Armed with
that nigga Andrew Tate fell from grace, gang. Like, whether you loved or hated Andrew Tate, there was a time where I, at the very least, was kind of like, there's some truth to some of the things he said. And there was times, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm gonna just be 100% transparent. There was times where I'm doom scrolling in my bed, brain rotten, you know, watching some bullshit, and I'd see a clip of Andrew Tate. Get up! You're broke! You haven't accomplished your dreams! What are you doing? Fucking sitting there doom scrolling, looking at bullshit when you're broke as fuck. Get up, you loser. Change your life. And I ain't gonna lie, bro, that shit sparked something in me. I'd be like, shit, you know what? You right, bro. Let me put my phone down. Let me get my ass up and go lock in. And, you know, and I could appreciate that. Just because I don't agree with everything he said, there's some times where he said some shit where I was like, damn, bro, I really felt that. I really felt that. I resonated with that. But nowadays, he's over here just, I don't even believe the stuff that they try to paint him with, like the crazy allegations. I just think he's corny now. I just literally think he's corny. You know? Hey, let's see what's going on though. Whether you want to believe it or not, first impressions are literally everything. And something that is absolutely unavoidable when it comes to that is your skin. So if you haven't already been prioritizing your skincare, T. Tanley is here to save the day. This channel has been a proud partner with T. Tanley over the years because when I tell you, when it comes to skincare, these guys know exactly what to do. If you click the link off my description, you're gonna get 40% off of your first starter box right here, which has everything you need to have a simple, straight to the point skincare routine and a free gift worth up to $20 in value. You can't really beat that. Every box comes with a daily face wash. You're gonna be able to use this after a long day's work to bring back that refreshing feeling and get back in your bag. An exfoliation scrub to get deep within your pores and remove dirt and grime. You're only gonna use this one about like 2 times a week. An AM and a PM moisturizer to bring your skin back to full hydration. One for when you're going throughout your day and the other for when you're going to bed at night. The Super Serum Cream to help strengthen your skin for long-term benefits, and an eye cream to get those bags under your eyes just right. This one was big for me personally because I'm in front of the computer screen all day, so this has been a huge help. I love the eye cream. Every box comes with a super straight to the point instruction manual. It tells you how much to use, how little to use. If you're able to read picture books, you're gonna be able to understand this. Click the link in my description and get 40% off of your first box and a gift worth up to $20 in value right now. T. Tanley is consistent, it's easy to use, and it actually works. Now let's get back to the video.
With endless money from his legion of fans and other contentious money-making schemes that placed him firmly on the radar of law enforcement, Tate was treated like the champion of the online world, to the point that other streamers just openly humiliated themselves in front of him.
Will you do something for me or not, Aiden?
Okay, but Kyle, can you come with me, bro? You're my best friend. We have to go to Chile.
I got you. Are there bad bitches there?
I don't know if there are.
Nigga Neon got a glow up, didn't he? Oh my gosh.
The point is, Aiden said he'd do something for me.
You know who the fuck I am?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
So you're telling me a girl's fucking your bald ass over me?
Is that SpongeBob on your t-shirt?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Why am I talking to these children? Okay, you take your inhaler, G.
But a lot has changed ever since the era where he was unanimously referred to as Top G by his devoted audience. And rather than others in the online world fearing him, he's pretty much getting persistently flamed as his empire crumbles.
Is it fair to say that the greatest fraud check of all time happened on Saturday when Andrew Tate lost to Chase Damore?
It's an interesting philosophical question, because if you wrap in the...
I ain't gonna lie, that was probably the nail in the coffin. That was the nail in the coffin. Like, Andrew Tate was already on his way down, but holy shit, you got your ass beat in the most, like, you got your ass beat by somebody that's not even a fighter. This nigga used to go around, I'm world champion, I'm world champion, I'm the world champion, I used to do this, I used to do that. And then you get your ass beat by somebody who, it's his first time fighting professionally, wasn't it? Like, bro, that was bad.
persona part of it, then yes, like that's pretty
This
damning.
might be the quintessential fraud check. If there was any sort of doubt about him winning, he should have never taken this fight. And now he's going online and he's doing the babyface thing of like, you have to live and I'd rather try and fail. No, that's not who you are. Your persona has nothing to do with failure.
And now, the man who previously suggested that he had it all figured out is conceding that maybe his life isn't as fulfilling as he once thought.
I think that the things you own you.
Okay.
And perhaps you could have a whole bunch of money. If you want to live a very simple life, then you have more freedom. That's true.
Yeah.
But if you're stupid like me and you have a whole bunch of money and 102 cars and 33 houses and 4 baby mamas and a jet and a yacht, and you
Sounds
start,
like a lot.
yeah, you start getting all this shit. You turn out that you don't own it. It owns you because every day you're getting problems dealing with these things.
It's your boy Luesta, live from Lu Extras, and this is the decline of Andrew Tate. From the once indestructible image cracking, to the fights that stopped backing his tough talk, and the empire that once had everyone watching slowly turning against him. At the moment, it seems like Tate is hemorrhaging aura every time he opens his mouth. But when it comes to this historically bad run he's on, it's hard to point to a clear example of where things started to go wrong than his trip inside the boxing ring. After initially retiring from kickboxing in 2016 following an eye injury, Andrew's brief return to the ring as a professional fighter in 2020 amounted to just 4 fights in Romania. After that, he stepped away from competing until it was announced in late 2025 that he would re-enter the ring to compete for the Misfits box.
Sometimes you gotta know when to just gracefully bow out. You know, I think it's like kind of like what Carmelo Anthony did. Carmelo Anthony, he's a legend. You know, everybody respects him. He wanted a ring bad, you know what I'm saying? He kept trying. He went to LA, he went to this team, he went to that team. He tried to do the LeBron method. But once he realized, like, damn, bro, I'm starting to look corny chasing this ring and I'm already a GOAT. Maybe I should just gracefully bow out, you know, get my Hall of Fame and move on with my life. And now when people talk about me, I'm just one of the GOATs. Yeah, I ain't got a ring, but you know what I'm saying? It's all good. But these niggas like this just keep going, keep going, keep going. It's like, all right, bro. Like, now it's kind of like you're trying too hard. You're corny. And the corny allegation, I think once you get the corny allegation, bro, it might actually be GG's. I think once you enter corny territory, it's kind of hard to beat that.
Boxing heavyweight champion. The end result would be a defeat to Chase Damore via a majority decision in a 6-round Misfits.
Like J. Cole. J. Cole is another one. You're regarded as one of the GOATs. But now it's like, he's kind of corny, man. You bowing out from beefs. Like, nigga, why did J. Cole bow out from the rap beef, bro? I don't get it. J. Cole was acting like Kendrick was pulling up and, you know, letting it blow on niggas. Like, was J. Cole scared of words? Like, nigga, we know that you guys are rappers. We know all rappers are rap cap. We don't expect any violence from Drake and Kendrick going back and forth. We didn't expect any violence. We just expected good music and good lyrics and, you know, some disrespectful shit getting thrown back and forth. This nigga J. Cole talk about some, nah, well, you know, I never meant to, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Man, shut the fuck up with all that bullshit, bro. Now he's corny. Nah, I don't listen to J. Cole's last album. I play the classics, but it's kind of like, I'm not tapping into that shit, bro.
It's boxing contest in Dubai. A matchup where Tate's body seemed to quit on him after the second time off the stool and led to a pretty embarrassing showing. Throughout his time as a public figure, Tate has made a whole lot out of his fighting prowess. Even in the run-up to this bout, he made it seem as if Chase would be easy for someone as evolved as him to dispatch, and that this would be a triumphant return.
He's got a big mouth, you know, he likes to show off, likes to get clicks. It's exactly what I thought he'd be. He's just a product of the new generation. Like I said, I don't think he thinks properly before he talks. I think he will regret saying that. Well, I know he'll regret it. I'll make him regret it, but I think even himself, he'll regret saying that. I just don't think he was thinking of it. I've definitely missed the whole the vibe of the gym, the camaraderie you have with the other people you're training with. I missed the brotherhood, but I knew exactly what I was getting in for. I knew exactly what I was going to be preparing for. I knew exactly what we were going to have to do. I knew how hard it was going to be. I was very excited by it, and we're coming to the end of that now. The training's been done. It's time to fight. So
instead of making Chase eat his words in the way he guaranteed, Tate wound eating the canvas. And from the moment it was revealed that he lost, the masses celebrated.
Exactly?
Andrew Tate has spent years mocking and demeaning men who are compassionate, have empathy, and treat women with respect, only to be knocked out by a guy wearing pink gloves. After all the tough talk, Andrew acted a bit more humble after losing. But even then, he kept saying that he wasn't making excuses, while clearly making excuses.
I feel like J. Cole was always corny though, but like the good corny. That's true. Now, I feel like, again, when we talk about them early songs, like, I ain't never did this before, no. I never did this before, no. Like, yeah, that was like the good corny, because matter of fact, I didn't even view that as corny. I viewed that as being vulnerable and real and authentic. You know what I'm saying? I didn't view that as corny. I respect shit like that. I mean, shit, I get on here and I tell you guys embarrassing stories. I'm myself. I'm not scared to be like, I don't know. I'm not scared to be embarrassed. I'm not scared to be vulnerable. I'm not scared to be human. You know what I'm saying? But I think it gets to a point where it's like, when now you're trying to tote the line of being a tough guy and then also being like, oh yeah, but I'm human and vulnerable. It's like, no, pick one, bro. Are you the tough guy that's willing to pop his shit? Or are you gonna fucking, curl up in a ball and cry? Like, we don't want to hear that if you're gonna be playing tough guy. If you're gonna talk your shit, talk your fucking shit. Because we also respect a man that can just, stand on what he says, stand on what he believes.
Excuses.
Yeah, obviously I didn't get the result I wanted, but truthfully the result I wanted was to see if I could still do it. 40 years old, 10 years retired, a little bit of time in a Romanian dungeon.
He didn't even lose, like look at his face. That nigga got beat up.
A real challenge. I didn't want to fight a tin can. I didn't want to fight someone older than me or smaller than me. I felt like I won the first 2 rounds, but then because he's 20 kilo heavier, he started leaning on me and sapped some energy. But I didn't quit.
Excuses.
Never give up, never retreat, never surrender, fight to the end, go out on your shield. So I have no excuses. Training camp went fantastic. Time is the fire in which we all burn. Unfortunately, a 40-year-old's not a 22-year-old. I gave it my absolute all, and I have nothing but respect for Chase. I have no excuses. I'm not going to say anything bad about him. I'm not going to make up any reasons. He was the man who won. He deserves this victory.
Despite the L that he had taken, his brother Tristan tried to cushion the blow.
Andrew's not the same man he was 10 years ago. He's a lot older than he was. I think it showed in the ring. I respect him a lot for getting in there and trying. And I love him, and I support anything he wants to do in the future.
But Andrew just wouldn't drop it, and his own attempts to cope didn't make it any better.
Me coming into this podcast studio was nerve-wracking. Me getting out of the car and making it into a building with nothing bad happening to me, I feel adrenaline. I lost my fight because I had so much adrenaline. I had like an adrenaline dump after the second round. I said to my coach, I feel weird. I have like some adrenaline dump. I don't know. I wanted to fight too much. It was the weirdest thing in the world. After the second round, I stopped punching. It was like fucking odd.
And even all these months later, he's still making excuses that are getting increasingly
He can't
ridiculous.
stop coping.
I don't know, my last fight didn't go the way it was supposed to go. Maybe it's a sign from God to try again. Maybe it's a sign from God to gyre. I'm not sure, but it's hard to fight. I state this without arrogance. It's truly hard to fight with those rich. Well, I got a lot. I've got a lot of money. I've got things going on. I've got an empire to maintain. And I did really train hard for the last one. It didn't go my way. So I'm trying to work out what that message was in the suit.
On its own, losing to Demore already looked bad. But the bigger issue is that after seeing him get beaten like that, people started questioning his whole fighting career. Since it went down, people have been delving deep, with a great video from MMA essayist Napoleon Bonaparte really breaking down just how much of it is disputed. Although I'd recommend watching that if it's a subject that interests you in great depth, here's the main takeaways. Half of Tate's fights he supposedly won have no evidence to have ever happened. Over 2/3 of the fights that could be verified to have happened are with opponents with no records of ever fighting anyone besides Tate. 3 of his world title wins were against opponents with no records aside from their...
I will say though, I'm not gonna discredit, the information and research that the person of this video made, but I do believe anybody that knows anything about boxing and fighting and coming up in that world, that's kind of every boxer ever. Boxers and fighters are very strategic about the fights that they take. They kind of, to a degree, said the same thing about Mayweather. Oh, he's only 50-0 because his first X fights were against this guy that were nobodies. And it's kind of like, it does get to a point where it's like, yeah, bro, every time you step in the ring on a professional level, your team is trying to pick somebody that they feel that you can beat. They're not picking somebody that they think is going to beat your ass. That's why boxers will talk shit all day and duck each other, because at the end of the day, if there's like a doubt in their head that they're going to potentially lose, it's like, damn, if I lose, that's going to fuck up my record. And if I fuck up my record, I'm going to potentially lose sponsorships and X, Y, and Z, which again, you see when Floyd Mayweather, he was in that unique position where it's kind of like, do I keep going and keep building on this hype of being undefeated, or do I finally bow out at the top? Yeah, that might suffocate some cash flow from boxing, but I'm saying, I'm now considered as one of, if not the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's very political in the fighting world. They don't just take every fight. And now again, when the payday is big enough and the risk is big enough, it's like, okay, I'm going to take this fight, even though it might be a risky fight, but shit, the payday might be big enough to where it's like, if I do lose, it's not going to fuck me up as bad as it potentially can. It's political though. It's very political. So I don't necessarily look at people's records and be like, well, he didn't fight 10 all-star fighters in his 10-0 record, so he's a fraud. Like, I don't necessarily look at it that way. That's the point that I'm trying to make right now. But I see what picture they're trying to paint here. But I just wanted to clear that up for anybody that isn't familiar with the boxing world.
Fights with Tate. The 4th world title he won was from competing against a man with a losing record. None of the titles he won are of very high caliber, and he only ever faced 6 fighters with winning records and lost to 2 of them. So even the only thing believed legitimate about him is not even real. And what makes it worse isn't obvious yet, but as you'll see later in the video, it all starts to connect. To make matters worse, some of his old fight footage is resurfacing, and it really isn't helping either.
Damn. Oh, shit. Now, I will say this, though. Again, might sound like I'm going on a Tate defense tour, but I promise you, I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying the real. A lot of people like to talk shit from the sidelines, bro, but will never step a day in their life in the ring. I still, yeah, we can clown Tate for losing. That's what we're supposed to do. We're going to point the finger and laugh 100%. But at the end of the day, nigga was consistently stepping in the ring at a certain point in his life and was fighting and either winning or losing. And I respect that, period. You know what I'm saying? I respect that, period. I ain't never done no professional boxing, but I've trained in boxing. I've done some sparring sessions, and you don't really know what it's like until you start getting punched in the face, bro. I promise you, you don't really know what it's like until you start getting punched in the face. So that's all I'm gonna say. And if you think it's cap, you go take some fucking do some boxing training and start getting hit in the face and see what happens. See how quick y'all ass start
In the
going
midst
like
of
this.
such a hefty mental and physical defeat, the smart thing for Tate to do would probably be to take a back seat from the social media realm he'd once conquered. Instead, he's done the complete opposite, and it's led to nothing but greater indignities along the way. By now, you are probably aware of the HH controversy, a situation where Andrew, his brother Tristan, Clavicular, Myron Gaines, and Sneako were all seen at a Miami nightclub listening to Ye's controversial hit saluting song. The fallout from this was swift, leading to serious heat on everyone involved.
A Miami Beach nightclub catching heat, accused of celebrating hate with a song about Hitler.
Absolute disgust. Disgusted, horrified.
City leaders reacting to videos making the rounds on social media featuring the Kanye West song with the lyrics Heil Hitler over and over again. The same men seen in the club, known as controversial influencers, are also in a video from a limo. In that one, they're singing, and one of them is performing a Nazi salute.
Super fucking lame.
To have people in our city celebrating this. Animals.
This is obviously not welcome in Miami Beach. It should not be welcome anywhere in the world.
On Andrew's part, he suggested that it was all orchestrated to try and bring him down, as according to him,
and that's the thing again with Andrew Tate, like he keeps acting like he didn't do nothing, but why the fuck are you always in the room with Myron and Clavicular if these people aren't people that you respect and aren't your friends? Like, nigga, if I'm not friends with Myron and Clavicular, I'm not gonna be in a party bus with them. What the fuck? How does that even happen? What are the optics behind that? You guys don't just end up in a party bus together. You niggas are hanging out, bruh.
The whole thing wouldn't have been a big deal if he wasn't among the people there.
To be honest with you, as for this ridiculous club event, I don't think it's gone viral organically, to be honest with you. I think that if I wasn't there, it wouldn't have gone viral. I think if Myron, Clav, Nick, and the other guy all stood there in the club and played that song, nobody would give it. I would argue they've done it many times before. They play it on their streams all the time. Nobody cares. It only went viral because I was there. And I don't think that's organic. I think that there is an extremely orchestrated campaign designed to make sure that my influence never reaches the level it was previously. I have criminal cases in many countries around the world. To believe that the constant, endless smear of me in the media is somehow organic and not an intelligence campaign. And this video was deliberately pushed to damage my ability to defend myself in court.
But that didn't stop him from attempting to wash his hands of it, shocking his audience by backing down rather than doubling down in ways we're not used to seeing.
I barely even see me at any of this. Firstly, but I want to be very careful here because I don't want to deflect too heavily. I don't want to be blaming other people, etc. A whole bunch of songs were played that night, none of which I requested. None. I walk into a nightclub and songs are played. Unfortunately, if anything happens anywhere near me, it gets tied to my name.
In a very uncharacteristic move, he started pointing fingers and taking shots at Sneako, blaming him for the whole situation even though he was there with him.
Sneako always has some crybaby issue with me, and I could sit here and blame it all on him, but that's truthfully not, I don't know, that just feels wrong to me. But it is kind of ridiculous. It does feel a bit unfair that I'm standing in a nightclub, a song comes on that I did not request, a song comes on that I do not dance to, I do not repeat the lyrics to, I just stand there.
Wow, what a good boy. You don't dance. I'm a good boy. I didn't dance, I just stood there. I wasn't dancing like the rest of those anti-Semites.
I mean, hold on though, his brother right here in this clip, Tristan, looked like he was bowing his head a little bit. Pay attention to this, Chad. I'm gonna zoom in right here. Tell me if I'm tripping. Tristan looked like he was vibing, no?
Comes on that I do not dance to, I do not repeat the lyrics to, I just stand there.
Wow, what a good boy. You don't dance. I'm a good boy. I didn't dance, I just stood there.
Look at him,
I wasn't dancing like the rest of those anti-Semites. Look, what do you mean? Well, that's why I thought the song would be fine. I've seen this video. I wouldn't try to backstab you. I wouldn't play a song that would make you upset. Did you think I was setting you up? I don't understand the argument here.
This is lame on lame activity though. This nigga Sneako is admitting that he was the one that played the song.
Where you at, Berto?
What the fuck are we talking about?
Weirdo. Here, genuinely. And I want people to notice, like in 4K, like this is the Matrix right here.
Faced with allegations that he sold Sneako out, there has been ongoing mudslinging between the two since, with Andrew regularly coming at his former ally's neck.
There's a particular person in that group who everyone's saying I sold out. His name is Sneaky and he's a piece of and he deliberately did something to get clicks for his views, and I should have known better. When Clav and Nick said we want to bring Sneako, I said 5 times I don't like him, he's weird. The lesson here is to stick to my morals and avoid pieces of
According to Sneako, this is all because of the way that he lives, in terms of how it contradicts the lifestyle they promote, while for him, his faith means he approaches things differently.
This is in the Quran. It says, never will the Jews and Christians really be accepting of you until you become one of them. The reason that they attack me, and the reason that you see these personal attacks and them trying to destroy my life, is because when I became Muslim, it defeats all these subculture ideologies, these religions within the manosphere, within the red pill. I never insulted Nick Fuentes. Find me a clip. You can see nonstop. I never have. Because I don't do this with my friends, or so-called. With Andrew Tate. Even then, when we see before the club across, he says there's no beef, it's a political disagreements. Because when he promotes gambling, I call that out. It's not a personal attack, it's what you're doing. I don't attack people. I attack what they say, I criticize what they do. There can be political disagreements. And my belief is you can still be friends with people even if you disagree. I have people around that have a different...
I mean, that's true, but Sneako, we've seen you flip-flop time and time again. So we're not going to speak too much on Sneako's situation because this video is not about Sneako, but that nigga Sneako is 100% a grifter, bro.
Of opinion, and I'm okay with that. For other people, it doesn't seem like it's reciprocated. Because Islam destroys the red pill ideology that you should sleep with 50 women.
Since then, Andrew has gone on podcasts saying it has nothing to do with that. He claims that his rival is just using him to boost his own numbers whenever he can.
And he deliberately did something to get clicks for his views, not understanding it's going to put me in jail.
At one time, Tate could have mobilized an army against anyone he deemed to have wronged him. But these days, people have leapt to Sneako's defense, claiming that if anyone is obsessed, it's clearly the self-proclaimed Cobra.
A few years ago, there was a streamer, I think everybody knows who I'm talking about, who was obsessed with me. Every single thing I did, he copied verbatim. He tried to be me, literally be me. He was obsessed with me. And I thought he just wanted to be famous, and that turned out to be a homosexual obsession. Since then, he has mentioned me every single day in every single stream he does. Andrew Tate wore a gambling t-shirt. Andrew Tate drove a car. Andrew Tate drunk coffee. Andrew Tate this. Andrew Tate that. He is obsessed with me.
Do you guys ever hear anyone speak this way about any other guy? Like, have you guys ever thought, hey, this guy's definitely coming on to me, or this guy has a homosexual obsession with me? I don't think that's a normal thing for guys.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually never happened to me ever in my life. Now I think that's a good point. I've never been around somebody and just was like, yo, bro, I think this nigga's trying to come on to me. Like, the only way I would think that is if they just flat out, I don't know, fucking ask me out on a date or something. I'd be like, what the fuck? Man, watch out. You feel me? But just because a nigga is existing in my proximity, that thought process would actually make me look at the person that is doing the accusing a little bit more different. Like, why are you even thinking like that? What the fuck?
To kind of jump to as a conclusion when it comes to other men online. It's also funny that this is a very girly tactic where he's trying to shame Sneako into not talking about him anymore, and he's trying to shame him into not talking about him by just calling him gay. It's very flimsy and it's sad in my opinion.
That's without even factoring in that backing down or trying to shift blame is the last thing his audience wants him to do. So rather than get the support he once took for granted, he had to watch his own audience root for the other guy. You sold out. He gained all Top G's aura. You lost it all. He didn't realize everyone liked Sneako more. But while all this drama was playing out and his audience started turning on him, that wasn't even the only problem building in the background, because an old take of his was about to come back and make things even worse. Tate's recent behavior is enough in itself to have him fighting on all fronts, so the last thing he needed was a ridiculous moment he made a while ago resurfacing. To his annoyance, that's exactly what happened when a video where he maintained that reading is a waste of time began doing the rounds online.
Reading books is a very cheap way to, I guess, entertain.
That's automatically debunked. I don't give a fuck what anybody talks about. Y'all can joke and troll about how Berto doesn't know how to read and all that, but what I do know is I have a book called The YouTube Formula, and y'all, if any of my aspiring content creators, you want to pop off on YouTube, I promise you, I've been grinding YouTube for 10 plus years, and I read that book. I went from 50,000 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers in like the next 6 months after reading that book and studying that book and referencing back to that book. And anytime I'm feeling like I'm in a slump, I go back and read my notes from that book. So reading is 100% power and knowledge. Now, that's not the only book that I fucking read, but like I can genuinely say as far as my YouTube career, that was probably one of the most impactful books that I've ever read. Y'all go check it out if you want to, if that's anything that, you know, aligns with your goals or whatever. But point is, this is cap.
All entertainment because my brain is far too advanced. I'm too smart to read. I'm not gonna sit there and go, smart people read. No, I need action. I need constant chaos in my life to feel content. I need to be driving a supercar and fucking fighting, fucking a bunch of hoes.
It's called the
champagne,
YouTube
going crazy.
formula.
I can't just sit there, and the pirate on the boat. Like, it's for people with slow brains.
Due to how juvenile this take is, the comment sections really didn't hold back from savaging him. He sounds like an 8-year-old trying to explain to his teacher why he didn't do the assigned homework. Pirate in the boat? Did the last book he read have pictures? Marked say from Andrew Tate at the library. In typical fashion, Andrew claimed that he was unbothered by all the criticism coming his way. Yet when it came time to actually respond, he did not look like a man who refused to let the hate under his skin. Instead, he seemed emotional and volatile.
I'm too smart for books. Yeah, I'm too smart for books. So Twitter's upset about that. There's obviously some fucking broke dude who reads books who's really upset by the fact that I have a $110 million car collection and $400 million of property around the world. I'm one of the most well-known, relevant people. I'm one of the most famous people on the fucking planet. I get asked to do podcasts about every subject. About pussy and bitches, geopolitics, money, you name it. There's not a fucking subject on earth that every single podcaster that these losers watch doesn't beg me, Andrew Tate, please will you come on my show? Please with your opinion. How did I get all these amazing opinions without reading books? Oh, I should have read.
I mean, that doesn't have anything to do with the fact that what you said is just still wrong, bro. Okay, you're smart and you retain information very well. I mean, shout out to you. That has nothing to do with the fact that what you said is just still a flat out lie. That's just like, just because you're good at retaining information naturally without reading books, I mean, that doesn't mean that reading books is now just useless across the board for everyone.
Books and sat at home and been fucking broke. Like all the people on Twitter who think reading's so important. Reading's so important. How come no one knows who the fuck you are? No one knows who the fuck you are. I learned all my lessons through action, through fighting. I win some fights, I lose some fights, but at least I get in there and fight. You're fucking reading.
As the pressure mounted, Tate soon found himself suffering at the hands of events outside of his control. After boasting about it for years,
you gotta give him one thing though, the nigga is funny.
That
nigga Tate
potentially jeopardizing
he's
many of his
entertaining
investments.
What the do you even care for? I care because I have properties in Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. I care because I have over $300 million in the region. Do you? No. I care because I actively have a $5 million trading account which is trying to predict the price, long and short, of oil so I can continue to be richer than you. Do you? No. I care because I have vested interest, plus I'm rich, plus I have time. Why the fuck do you care? You have no vested interest in the region. You haven't got a fucking clue what's going on. You lack the ability to critically think about any of it like I just did. So you care because it's entertaining.
And while that would be stressful for anyone, it's hard to feel any sympathy for him when you consider the dehumanizing way he treats his staff, particularly at his penthouse in Dubai.
It's like the Smurfs. They're like, hello, sir. They're like little Smurfs. They're great people. They're great people. Yeah. But anyway, one of them asked to finish early because she wanted to go home to see her son who was visiting from the Philippines for the first time in 2 years. And the other cleaner wasn't cleaning fast enough. So I was in my room and then I heard all this Filipino. I was like, what the fuck? And I came out and the Filipinos were beating the shit. It was like a fucking fist fight between the Smurfs. Pacquiao came out. I was like, Smurfs, enough. This is a house of love. True or false? True. True story. The Smurfs had a fucking fist fight. So, you know, the slaves sometimes get unruly.
Oh my God.
That is what it is. But yeah, I got slaves. You whip them? I don't need to. Because they know I will. So I don't need to. You know?
With behavior like that, it doesn't seem like he's trying to free people from the system like he once claimed.
Thing about, it's like, I'm the type of person I hear that and I just don't take it seriously, but it is crazy to say that. That is, I would like to believe that he's joking, and I could take a joke, but I also think that is a pretty inappropriate joke, though. You know, you don't make that type of joke just willy-nilly, you know?
If anything, it looks like he's more than willing to support it only when it benefits him. Whether it was the decision
Much
to
love,
fight
AJ.
again, or his handling of the fallout of any situation he's endured, Tate is not exactly being a tactical mastermind.
Definitely doesn't help
In
the
fact,
human.
for
Like, yeah, I'm not making that joke if I'm fighting a human trafficking case. Like, yeah, time and place.
Parent chess master, his moves are increasingly unhinged and ill-advised. Over time, this has taken its toll, and on recent streams, his mental health appears to be suffering.
Women sleep well at night. This is for girls. Men don't. Every night I have nightmares. Every sleep is interrupted. All of them. I am stressed. I am anxious. I am worried all day, every single fucking day until the day I die.
Yeah, again, it was cool for the TikTok edits, man. It was cool for the TikTok edits, bro. But it gets to a point, my nigga, like, no, I value my sleep very much. It's very important to me. I'd argue it's probably one of the most important things that I do every day. If I don't get good sleep, I'm not as entertaining on stream. I have less to say when I'm watching videos. You know, I'm not as coherent. I'm not no, I need my sleep. I need my sleep. I don't have good workouts. If I don't have a good workout, now I feel like I'm bullshitting throughout the day. Like, what are we talking about? No, sleep is very important, man.
These kinds of struggles are difficult for anyone to face, often resulting in some very harrowing situations. But the reason that most people aren't exactly willing to give him much grace is due to the fact that he's literally been on record claiming that depression isn't real. Based on everything he's experienced as of late, it seems like Andrew's worldview has gotten a whole lot darker and more unforgiving. And the further he embarked down that road, the more it looked like he lost his mind.
You believe that perhaps you're going to gain status. There's something you're looking for because people are self-interested. You're trying to impress me or Elon or...
I always love when these alpha males unnecessarily put themselves in the same conversations of like massively influential people like Elon Musk or some type of like really famous celebrity. It's always really funny to see and displays how moronic they are. I feel like people at this point get the point. Andrew Tate is just self-gobbling himself, that people are willing to get on their knees because they have no self-respect for themselves. I honestly feel like he will only hire someone that he knows he can bully. I'm pretty certain there are no strong-willed people who he has hired because he is fearful of someone who is confident in themselves.
This guy would make a psychiatrist's head explode, going out sad as fuck. Now dealing with the situation he helped create, Andrew seems to be struggling to take control again. Before, he truly believed that he was leading the way and changing how people think. But in recent interviews, he went as far as to admit that he feels his place in culture has changed, and he's been replaced by even more outrageous characters.
I guess I was lucky when I first got famous. I feel like I was in a good position because the truth was the outrage.
Andrew Tate's really like that guy that can't let go of his glory days in high school, bro. I feel like that's really what's happened here. He was the guy at the time. He was saying some good things at the time, and but he was also saying a lot of things that people don't agree with. He was edgy, but people fucked with it. He had his glory days. Now he's trying so hard to get back to his glory days that he's willing to say and do anything, but it's just not sticking, bro. Like, damn, homie, in high school you was the man, homie. What happened to you?
I could say the truth about being a man and the truth about being a woman, and the world was so cucked and we were so heavily censored that it was the outrage. I could tell the truth about COVID and it was the outrage. But now so much of the truth is actually out there that telling the truth isn't outrageous anymore. So now you got to find a new outrage. Yeah. So people are...
I think you just need to stop. Andrew. I think that's what you need to do. Just be yourself, bro. You might have some crazy takes that you actually live and die by. And if that's the case, cool. But just be yourself. I think at one point he was probably being himself. And I think people resonated with that. But one thing that I've noticed on my time on the internet is people can feel and smell bullshit. Maybe not right away, but eventually the chinks in the armor will start to crack. And that's why the most successful people are the ones that are authentic, the ones that, you know, maybe make mistakes, but are willing to like own their mistakes, willing to mold, willing to be vulnerable, willing to like just be themselves. And I think when you have characters that portray themselves as too perfect, too nice, too masculine, too feminine, like it's all a performance, it's all fake, and people more than anything want authenticity. So it's like, I think at this point Andrew is just so fake, we don't believe anything anymore. Like we don't, like, you clearly aren't being you.
Go for racism and edgelording and all these crazy things to try and make people go, wow, he said that. But back in my day, I sound like an old man now, 3-4 years ago when I was really big, you know, the things that made national news 4 years ago when I said women couldn't drive, nobody would give a single out if you said that.
Yeah.
The Overton window shifted.
This kind of concession is a huge shift for Tate, because at this point, he seems to be acknowledging that the stick isn't really hitting like it used to. He is reduced to just chasing clicks like everyone else, and by the looks of how dejected he looks, it's apparent that he is not feeling too good about it. All that money and fame, and he sounds absolutely miserable.
Yeah.
It sounds like a horrific existence. I'm happy for him. He was never a top G.
I mean, the own money and fame can't unlame you, bro. Andrew thinks he can take his Bugatti Lambos and houses with him to his grave, when the only thing he's going to be taking to his grave is how shit of a person he is. Amen. Amen. Hey, people said it, not me.
It's only so long that the fake thugs can pretend. Feel sorry for the fools who even believed in this guy. He will circle back on everything he has ever said. Faced with the idea that his star power is dwindling, Tate will still try to prove that he is capable of shocking the average consumer. During his recent appearance on the Fresh and Fit podcast, he continued to suggest that women essentially have nothing else to give but be a mother.
If I'm good at ballet, I'm gonna go and do ballet, and I'm gonna take the money, and then if I need clothes, I'm gonna buy the clothes. I'm not gonna make my own clothes. I'm not gonna wire up my own house. I'm not gonna build my own lodgings. I'm not gonna cut my own grass. I'm gonna do the one thing I'm good at and take the money and exchange it for the things I'm not as good at. Right. Because if you decide to make your own clothes and build your own house, you're gonna actually be poor. So you win by optimizing your life, and you optimize your life by focusing on the one thing you are best at and taking that and exchanging it for all the things you are not good at. So I would say, and the reason I made that so you understand this point, optimally, the best thing a woman can do, what she is best at, is the only thing that men can't do, which is have children. That is the best way for you to win, because men can do basically everything else. Can do things. Completely right. I agree with you. Bro, I know I have a whole bunch of smart work for me. I have lawyers. I go to judges. I can do a lot of stuff. But
why do they keep censoring the word woman? We can't say women anymore?
What I'm saying is, her optimal, what we're best at, and the reason they're best at it is because no one else can do it, is having children.
Obviously, that's pretty standard for Tate, but what stood out this time is that he was...
Facts, woman's a curse word? Am I not hip to the new TOS? We can't say women anymore? Bro, if we can't say woman anymore, I might just end stream right now and just, I give up. Holy shit, we can't say women?
Even including his own child.
I pray my daughter at the age of 18 meets an older guy, 45, 46, gives her a house, gives her a Bentley, gets her pregnant.
At 18, gang?
Weirdo.
At 18, you want your daughter to be with a 45-year-old man? How y'all feel about that one, chat? I'm gonna go ahead and say that's some weirdo activity.
Weirdo. And gives me grandchildren. And if she comes to me and goes, Dad, what? My husband cheated on me. I'm gonna say, are you in the big mansion? Are you driving a Bentley? Okay, shut the f up. Shut the f up. He's taking care of you. If he stops paying your bills, if he stops protecting...
Damn, bro. I hope he don't got no daughters. Damn. Hell no. I could never co-sign this.
You, then come to me. But if you are completely protected and provided for, keep giving me grandchildren, because that's the best thing you can do with your life. I'm rich, your man's rich, you don't need to make money, that's a waste of time, you don't need a Birkin, you don't need a TikTok account, you don't need an Instagram account, don't sell for pennies, stop being an and give me...
I mean, I guess, this is the thing with Tate, bro. Like, he'll say a bunch of shit that is like, okay, like, I don't want my daughter I don't have a daughter, but hypothetically, I don't want my daughter to be, you know, slaving away either. But it's like, I would never tell my daughter that the only thing that she's good for is having kids. What? Like, that's weird as fuck. I would never say that. I don't believe that. Does anyone actually believe that? Would anyone actually, like, I don't even think Tate believes that. That's the problem with him. That's the problem with him. He'll say that shit, but he's not telling that to his daughter. No man would, I mean, I guess the niggas would argue that Tate's not a real man though. So, hey. But I don't even, that's the problem with Tate. I don't even think he believes that shit. He gets on here and says this because he thinks that's what's going to get the attention back.
Grandkids. That's what I truly hope for my own daughters.
So basically, if, for some reason, his daughters are unable or unwilling to have children, they have no worth in his eye. Cool. What a dad. But when you watch his videos now, it feels like his heart isn't really in it anymore. And lately, even when he tries to defend himself, he comes off like a defeated man.
If anybody at this point believes I am what they said I am, then they're just an idiot. And I'm glad that they believe it, so I know I don't have to talk to them.
Due to everything he said and done, Andrew Tate enduring an extended period of negative press and struggling to get back on the horse is not resulting in much sympathy for him. If anything, people are actually savoring this wake-up call. I'ma be real, this dude couldn't cut it in the real world for a second. Project manager, logistics manager, warehouse worker, any kind of real work. This dude couldn't cut it for 2 seconds in the jobs we do. His life got tough when he lost to a boxer who punches like a washing machine. On top of the general public basking in his downfall, there was recent political pressure from the UK to see him and his brother brought back to their home country to be tried in court. After he was seen in Hong Kong, conservative Shadow Home Secretary Chris Phillip argued that the Tate brothers face serious criminal allegations in the UK. It is important justice is done. The government should urgently send an extradition request to Hong Kong so that the Tates could be brought back to the UK to face justice. The Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood, should do this urgently. Lib Dem Home Affairs spokesman Max Wilkinson was even harsher, calling Andrew Tate a despicable and cowardly thug, accused of some of the worst crimes possible. The government can't sit back and allow this dangerous man to hide away from justice on the other side of the world. They must urgently demand the extradition of both Andrew Tate and his brother. To avert this, the Tate's legal team clapped back and said that any changes they face over there have to be deferred until the conclusion of the ongoing Romanian proceedings. The position was accepted by UK authorities and remains the operative legal reality. There is therefore no failure to execute the warrant, nor any legal vacuum requiring political intervention. Then, in late March 2026, Hertfordshire Constabulary said it would reopen the investigation into rape and sexual assault allegations against Tate from 2014 to 2015. After making the announcement, the police force told the BBC that it was committed to doing what was right and ensuring that the allegations of such serious nature are properly, thoroughly, and fully investigated, no matter how long ago they occurred. In the past, Andrew Tate seemed like a man who could somehow persevere through whatever was thrown his way and escape any ill effects stemming from his behavior and the impact that he has on the world. But now, he's gone from someone people either loved or hated to a full-on outcast. So toxic that even being around him can get others cancelled.
Guy Fieri now regretting those handshakes with brothers Andrew and Tristan Tate, as he issues a statement claiming he doesn't know or support them.
Holy shit. Yeah, this is a different level of bad PR. You got to the point in your career, nigga shake your hand, and now you making headlines for ruining them.
You know there's gonna be smack talk now.
Yeah, plenty of smack talk online after fans got a load of this clip posted by JZO Guy, now using his platform to
That's pretty lame though. You just gonna defame somebody just because he shook a nigga hand? Jesus.
Speak out, telling fans he's, quote, devastated. I was there to see the fights, and when I was walking through the venue, the Tate brothers stood up and said hello, and that's when the exchange happened. I did not know them or about them before that moment. I'll never pretend to be a perfect person, but let me be crystal clear. I do not know the Tate brothers, nor do I support them in any way.
Faced with more L's than ever, Andrew has proven himself to not be quite as resilient as he once was. At the same time, he's faced with the same social media landscape that he once dominated, passing him by, or re-evaluating him as a parody of his former self. And if things keep going this way, you can rest assured that the days where he was once the most Googled man on the planet will be a distant memory. Damn, it must be a tough time in the war room these days.
W video, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one in the comment section. I gave y'all my thoughts and opinions, so there's really nothing more left to say. But hey, sometimes y'all fall from grace, boy. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. My name's Berto, Where You At Berto. Join the Where You At family so you never miss a live reaction on Twitch. Link to that is in the description. I want to see you guys there in the next one. And I'm gone.
Where you at, Berto? I made this shit look sweet.